Squid Game may have seemed like a fictional nightmare, but what if I told you that something very similar actually happened in real life? Imagine being forced into a situation where the game isn't just a game, and every move could cost you your life. The horrors you've seen on screen, the uniforms, the cruelty, it's all based on a chilling reality that played out at Brothers' home, a place where survival isn't just a game, it's your only option. The 1980s marked South Korea's bid to prove itself on the world stage, as the country prepared to host the 1986 Asian Games and the 1988 Olympics. One thing became clear: the streets needed to look clean. Under government ordinance, the police were tasked with purifying the streets. Their targets? The homeless, orphans, and anyone deemed undesirable. But this wasn't just about cleaning up appearances. It became a nightmare that swallowed thousands of innocent lives. For police officers, the incentive to meet quotas was clear: promises of promotions and financial rewards. This led to indiscriminate roundups that included not only the homeless, but also ordinary citizens. Shockingly, only about 10% of those detained at Brothers' home were truly homeless. Captured individuals were loaded into white vans, an eerie detail that evokes the chilling imagery of Squid Game. Once inside Brothers' home, all traces of identity were stripped away. Heads were shaved, identification numbers replaced names, were dressed in identical blue uniforms, and a group of baseball bat-wielding guards greeted newcomers with brutal beatings. It wasn't a social welfare center. It was a prison masquerading as salvation.
두드려 맞고 또 이제 정신병도로 이제 보는 거야. 해운대 그 거친 동네에서도 내가 내 밥벌이 하고 사는 놈인데 너희들이 뭔데 놈들아 나를 이렇게 가둬놓고 이래 강제 일을 시키냐 이 하면서 대들고 싸우니까 나한테 돌아온 거는 이제 5명에서는 달라붙어 다 우리 집단 폭행을 하는 거지. 그러니까 묶인 상태에서 콘크리트 바닥에 머리도 찍고 그때 일어나 보니까 난 진짜 깜짝 놀랐습니다. 왼쪽 왼 팔다리가 움직이지 않는 거야 이게. 그 약을 먹고 나면 8시간, 10시간을 멍멍한 상태 정신이 없어요. 그 약을 안 먹고 이렇게 뱉어내면은 두 놈이 더 코를 막고 입을 벌리고 한 놈 물을 입에 쳐놓고 진짜 정신병자 아닌 정신병자가 되겠더라고.
With nearly 3,500 inmates at its peak, the facility thrived not on rehabilitation, but exploitation. Children and adults alike were forced to work in factories producing goods like pencils, fishing gear, and clothing, all sold to unsuspecting consumers. Every additional inmate meant more government subsidies, a perverse incentive to capture as many people as possible. The horrors extended beyond forced labor. Collective punishments were common. A dropped morsel of food could lead to savage beatings for an entire platoon. Inmates who dared to resist faced even worse. They were rolled into red sacks labeled sinners and beaten until their bodies gave out. Even religion wasn't spared. A massive church stood at the heart of Brothers' home, built with inmate labor. Every day began with sermons blasted through loudspeakers, and Sundays were marked by mandatory marches to the church. Those who tried to escape faced trials held in front of thousands, where they were brutally punished, all in the name of God. By 1986, whispers of atrocities reached the ears of a brave prosecutor, Kim Yong-won. His investigation uncovered shocking evidence: armed guards, foreign currencies worth millions, and undeniable proof of embezzlement. But justice wasn't served. Decades later, survivors like Park Soon-hee are still fighting for justice. They demand accountability from the family that profited off their suffering. Some of them now live comfortably in Australia, far from the horrors they orchestrated. For many, the story of Brothers' home feels eerily similar to the fictional world of Squid Game. Stripped of names, forced to compete in a brutal system, and reduced to mere numbers, the parallels are haunting. But while Squid Game was entertainment, Brothers' home was a living hell for thousands. This isn't just a story of the past. It's a reminder of what happens when humanity is sacrificed for greed and appearances. Justice is still waiting. But for how much longer? Reality can be darker than fiction. And if you want to dive into another disturbing topic about gore videos with minions, I'll see you there.